Hey guys, I'm Kristen, and this is Doctor. Today we're going to cover a very special topic, one that's near and dear to both of our hearts, and that's proper dog nutrition. Now, some of you may have been raised with a dog that was kept outside all of the time. You just bought its food at the grocery store or kept feeding it whatever the vet provided. Sometimes that's not that bad, but there are better ways to care for your dog's diet and easy ways to see if what they're eating isn't doing that great with their system. So let's get started. One of my first jobs was at a place called Dog City Bakery. I baked dog treats with human-grade ingredients, and I sold high-quality dog food. It was while I was at this job that I learned a whole new world of nutrition for pets. People would come in day after day and say, my dog has a rash, I don't know why, what topical cream could I give him? Or my vet sent me here and said that the food I'm feeding my dog isn't right, and to talk to you guys about what's going on. We got so excited every time we would hear a success story of these pets who were miserable before, and then they started eating the right diet and sprung back like puppies. It was amazing. So I'm here to share a few of the red flags you need to be looking at to make sure that you're not accidentally feeding your dog the wrong ingredients. First, every bag of food you get, whether it's a treat or dog food, before you buy it, I want you to flip it over. Look at the first few ingredients. These are the main ingredients making up whatever food you're holding. So if the first few ingredients are rice or flour or potatoes, you're just holding something that's full of fillers. It's gonna fill your dog up, but there's absolutely no nutritional value in there. What you wanna look for is something that's protein, fruit, and vegetable based. Yes, fruits and vegetables are good for your dog. Fruits in moderation, of course, because of the sugar content, but dogs need high quality ingredients just like we do. And like humans, if we eat too much fast food or food that doesn't have high nutritional value, our skin is gonna suffer. Our moods are gonna suffer. We may feel depressed. We may not get that excited about eating. So make sure that whatever you're buying for your dog isn't just a bunch of fillers, but real nutritional ingredients. The next thing to look for when you're looking at the ingredients is that whatever protein it's advertised for having is the main protein. I can't tell you how many times I pull a salmon treat off of the shelf and look at the ingredients and see chicken fat in there. Why in the world does a salmon treat need chicken fat in it? Chicken is one of the #1 proteins that dogs are allergic to, but it's also the most commonly used. You've got to keep your eyes out and make sure that they're not sneaking in chicken fat, chicken meal, or any low-grade chicken products into what you think is just a straightforward beef or fish-based food. I personally look for freeze-dried, straightforward treats for my dog. Stella and Chewy's has a fantastic freeze-dried line of treats that you can either use as individual treats or you can use as meal mixers. It's kind of powdery if you break it up between your fingers, but I know what the ingredients are. It's very straightforward, and there are no fillers. My dog absolutely loves them. He also loves salmon roll bones. Now, this means that they take salmon skin and roll it up like a bone and freeze dry it. It's hard for him to chew, just like any bone would be, but he is able to eat it pretty much in one sitting. It's not tough to chew, but it's a little bit of a challenge for him. Now, one thing to keep in mind is that different countries have different standards when it comes to the factories that they're using to create dog food or dog treats. Make sure that you do enough research and know where your food and treats are coming from, just so you have peace of mind that there's nothing extra in there that may not be noted, or that the ingredients that were added are high quality and not from a low-end farming facility or anywhere that has bad practices of how they care for their animals or prepare the food. You may be wondering, if I'm this picky about food, what in the world can I feed my dog every day? Well, I feed him Signature. It's very straightforward and made to help dogs with allergies. My dog is very sensitive, but I just knew I wanted to get him on a straightforward nutritional diet before we had any big issues. Signature delivers high quality every time. He loves it. They have several different formulas for him, so he doesn't get bored with just one flavor. And I know every time that I can trust what's in that bag. A 30-pound bag is going to cost you between $50 and $60. But a lot of dog food stores will give you little samples just to check out if your dog is even interested in the food. So that's one thing to keep in mind. If you're thinking about trying a new food for your dog, but you have a picky eater, most dog stores have at least one meal's worth of sample bags in the back that they can provide for you. You can give it to them as treats, just see if they like it, and if it doesn't go well, go back and try something else. Dog food stores want to make sure that your dog is taken care of and happy with whatever you purchase. Now, if you are deciding to change from grocery store food to a higher quality food for your dog, make sure that you do the transition over time. I know you'll feel eager to want to go ahead and start feeding your dog amazing food and replacing the bad stuff, but make sure that you start feeding in just a little bit over time. So you're going to, for example, do 3/4 of a cup. If you normally give your dog a cup, do 3/4 of a cup at that meal of the normal food and then 1/4 of the new food. And you're going to transition the next day to half of the original food and then half of the new food, so on and so forth. Make sure that you ease your dog into it. Otherwise, they may get an upset stomach and you may think that it's just because you're feeding them this new food and they don't like it or it's having a bad impact on your dog. That's not necessarily the case. Your dog may deal with some upset stomach just going from low quality ingredients to richer, high quality ingredients, but they will definitely adjust. Now, if they don't adjust, clearly go back, find something that'll be a little gentler on their system. But just make sure that you're easing them into this new food and not shocking their system and then bailing on the whole operation. Because it is very common for dogs to have a little bit of an upset stomach if you change their food on them without warning. So keep an eye out for any sort of skin allergies. And remember that it could be coming from their diet and not necessarily from something on the external world. And be sure that you get your dogs in for their annual vet checks and all the vaccinations that they need to be healthy and happy for the rest of their lives. Okay guys, that's it for today. Thanks so much for joining me. Remember to subscribe and leave me any questions or comments below. Do you have a success story with improving your dog's diet? Do you just want a recommendation for more food or dog treats? Let me know. I love talking about dogs. I could do it all day, every day. Thanks again for joining me. I'll talk to you again soon.